Most people think you need a studio to start a cinematic podcast. They picture big lights, expensive cameras, and a team of people running behind the scenes. But the truth is, you don't need any of that. You just need a story. You need intention. And you need the courage to hit the record long before you feel ready. When I started, I didn't have a studio. I didn't have a plan. I had a cheap microphone, a laptop, and this feeling, this pull, that I had something worth saying. And if you're watching this, you're probably feeling the same pull. So let me show you how to build a cinematic podcast from the ground up, the way real creators do it. Before you buy gear, before you worry about lighting or editing, you need to know what you're building. A cinematic podcast isn't just audio. It's not just video. It's a feeling. It's the way your audience breathes with you during a pause. It's the way your story unfolds like a film, even if you're recording in a bedroom. Ask yourself one thing. What do I want people to feel when they watch or listen to me? If you can answer that, you've already started. People love to overcomplicate gear. But cinematic doesn't mean expensive. It means deliberate. Use the camera you already have. Use the mic that you can afford. Put a soft light at an angle. Add a little bit of depth behind you. Treat your space with blankets, rugs, or curtains. Really, whatever you've got. Cinematic is not about the price tag. It's about the choices you make with what you have. Every cinematic podcast has a rhythm. A beginning that pulls you in. A middle that takes you somewhere. An ending that leaves you thinking. You don't need a complicated outline. You just need a flow. A cold open, a premise, a journey, a resolution. Repeat that enough times, and it becomes your signature. Your script is where the magic starts. Not because it has to be perfect, but because it forces you to think like a storyteller. But write in the way that you talk. Write the way you feel. Add notes for sound, or visuals, or moments of silence. A cinematic podcast isn't just information. It's emotion shaped on purpose. When you record, don't try to be perfect. Try to be present. Check your audio, check your frame. Then speak in segments. Give yourself room to breathe, room to mess up, room to try again. Cinematic podcasts aren't built in one take. They're built in layers. Editing is where your podcast becomes cinematic. This is where pacing, music, and sound design turn your words into an experience. Cut the noise, shape the rhythm. Let the music rise when the emotion rises. let silence speak when it needs to. This is the part most people rush, but it's the part your audience will feel the most. A cinematic podcast isn't just a show. It's a brand. Your visuals, your tone, your message, they all tell people who you are before they ever hit play. You don't need to be flashy. You just need to be consistent. Clarity is what attracts sponsors. Clarity is what builds trust. Growth doesn't come from going viral. It comes from showing up, episode after episode, learning your audience, refining your message, proving that you're here for the long run. Sponsors don't invest in numbers. They invest in creators who know who they are. When you're ready, partnerships become simple. Find brands your audience already trusts. Reach out like a human, not like a template. Share what you're building, why it matters, and how they can be a part of it. You don't need millions of views. You need alignment and integrity. Always integrity. You don't need permission to start. You don't need a studio. You need a vision, a simple setup, and the courage to begin. Build your first episode, then your second. Refine, improve, and grow. This is how small creators build cinematic podcasts that feel bigger than their budget and big enough for the right sponsors to notice.